Alright, guys, I'm Globaloutcast. That's Lycan. That's TheAnimeShogun. And today we are going to be talking about gaming. And is it right for you?
No, no, it's not right for you. So just shut your damn mouth already.
You're not the boss of me!
The hell I'm not.
Today's topics will be about gaming, of course. Well, how we got started into gaming. Gamings we've kind of loved as a kid. Reason why we kind of stayed into gaming. And pretty much kind of sociological topics about gaming. Pretty sure that's the wrong word, but who cares? I'm going to use it anyway.
I care. As the
You,
voice of the people, I care.
your voice
That is
isn't
not
noticed.
right, okay? Both of you, no.
Your voice isn't noticed.
The hell it's not.
All right, so who wants to go first with their first game?
I guess I will.
Okay.
About
Uh,
fucking time.
you know what? I don't need your attitude over there. To be honest, my first game would have to be Sonic from Sega Genesis.
God, I remember. I had that. I had that console. That was my first gaming console.
Honestly, playing it on my uncle's Sega Genesis it blew my mind just like how much fun it was. Um, and then after that, I went to the Nintendo 64. God, that brings back memories. That was more Mario than anything else.
Yep. Yep.
And and to be honest, what kept me gaming is just like the immersive stories in a lot of the games. Yeah, like nowadays it's all about graphics. No,
Microtransactions.
yeah, no. To me, the story matters the most.
I
If you
re-
ask me.
yeah. I remember watching you a lot of the times when you were younger, when we actually did get along, playing a lot of Destiny Warriors or Dynasty
Dynasty.
Warriors.
Dynasty.
Dynasty Warriors. Yeah,
Dynasty
my bad.
Warriors.
Yeah, but Dynasty Warriors. It's I saw you play that game all the time, and that was one of the few games you could actually play and you were really good at. Mainly because you were a little bit of a button mesher when you were a kid. Nothing wrong with
Well,
it, but
well,
No,
not
there's everything wrong with that. What are you talking about?
okay. You know what? Come, coming from the one. Actually, no, I can't say anything because I used to get you in the corner and you would rage because I would use Eddie and just get you in the corner. Okay?
I hated you playing Eddie on any game that has Eddie in there as a character. Oh my god, it rages me so bad because they're always so janky. Eddie Guerrero from WWF, which by the way, rest in peace. Eddie Guerrero was an amazing wrestler. Eddie, I forgot his last name, but Eddie from Tekken. Oh my god, he's like that. That's the one character you can button mash and no matter what win, unless the guy's a freaking pro.
Actually, no, no. There is only one person who's been able to beat me nonstop when I use Eddie,
Who's that?
and that is the anime Shogun. He
You're
uses
damn
Jin.
right.
He uses Jin Okazuya, and I'm screwed.
I remember watching playing against my dad in Tekken when I was a kid, and he would do Yoshimitsu. Oh my god! Never let that fucker sit down. Never.
I hate going against your dad in any kind of game, especially if you tried to PvP him
Hey guys,
in
yeah,
Diablo.
yeah. Hey guys, you want to play some Tekken Tag Tournament too?
You can go fuck yourself.
You can go die in a hole. Alright, who's next?
I think.
All right. So, first game I'd ever have to play. That's hard. That's hard to say because for me it's either between Crash Bandicoot
Oh,
or
that's
like
such
the
an
old
amazing game.
8-bit. Well, I don't know. For me, if it's console wise, it's either Crash Bandicoot or like the 8-bit like Mario. If we're talking like arcade style, it's either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Yeah,
That title just will never go away.
yeah, yeah. I think mine, at the Anime Shogun, if it's console, it would have to be my uncle's Nintendo. I used to beg him to let me play Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Fuck that dog. Fuck that dog. Fuck that dog. Um, did I also mention?
Language.
Right? Did I also mention I hate that dog?
I don't think you did.
Right? Uh, oh, that dog. Oh, I hate that dog. Um,
All right, we get it.
no, I don't think I said it enough. But it was either that. I also had. It was either that or Sega Genesis. My parents got me as like a little gift, I suppose, at a garage sale, and I had a bunch of games. NBA game. I had a Michael Jackson Moonwalker game that I had no idea was rare until years later. But if it was PC, it would have to be Diablo 2 with my dad. I loved playing Diablo 2. Loved everything about it. It was so amazing, so fun.
To be
Uh,
honest, I'll go ahead.
uh, uh, the graphics were really well for that time too. For Diablo
I
2 at least.
I will 100% agree on that because, like, Diablo 2, at that like time when it was made, it was way well ahead of a lot of the games, if you ask me, because not only did it have a good story, every like even the maps changing and stuff, like so it was rarely ever the same,
Which was
and
fun.
like the classes were so well developed
Hmm.
to the point where like you could even be an uh, Amazon that basically just sh- go ahead and poke stuff with a javelin, or you could just switch to a bow and shoot someone in the eye.
Hmm. Yeah, I also remember watching when I first became friends with you guys. I also remember somewhat watching, somewhat listening to you guys also play a lot of Command and Conquer. The older Command and Conquers, because I remember you guys used to play a lot of that game. So I would just sit there, play my own thing, and just listen to you guys play those games.
Well,
And
Good times.
it was
oh
always,
god, yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
I actually remember one day I was going over to Anime Shogun's house and I had my 360, and he literally looked at me and he was like, "I am playing Command and Conquer, and that is final." I'm like, "Okay." I seen that guy wipe out 4 enemies without even trying.
Yeah, there's a story behind that.
Please, and tell us with the story. We got time.
So that all started when I started playing like I don't know, I guess as a kid I always was into strategic style games.
You are really good
And
with strategy.
Oh god,
for
yeah.
me, I got into it with Lord of the Rings. For me, there
Oh.
was this PC game called The Battle for Middle Earth 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Lord of the Rings PC game. Magnificent. I'd create like all my friends as like the heroes, all my enemies, ex-girlfriends as like the villains. And I'd put them in like the armies, and I'd honestly go to locations where it was like me and like 8 enemies, and you gotta learn how to play the game. You come up with what works. I played it on hard, and I would just sit there and farm resources left and right just to get up. And I would mass like I think one unit was like a certain amount of like points,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I amassed like 8 million or like 800,000
Mm-hmm.
units of people. And I'd play it like Helm's Deep, and I would put long range archers, in case nobody's played the game, to simplify it.
Yeah.
I put long range archers up on like the very highest walls of Helm's Deep because they had better accuracy and more range. And I would just sit there and let them bombard any spy that would come up to my buildings, like the lower wall on Helm's Deep. Anytime they sent a scout, like they would basically send one little unit to come check on me, see what I'm doing, and I would just have them auto barrage that area so that way their units were weakened, and I'd just kind of sit there and let my resources build up, and I'd start building armies upon armies. Like I literally had probably 800,000 people or units. Like it was, I almost crashed my game because I had so many people. I had like 4 units of like horsemen, depending on like what I played. If I was playing the humans or like the men, I had like Rohirrim riders. I had Guntorian lancers, and I'd have like 4 units of each, and then I'd put like the heroes from the movies
Mm-hmm.
matching with them. So if it was like King Theoden,
Mm-hmm.
I would put him in with the Rohirrim,
Yeah.
with the horse riders. I'd put him in. Then I'd put like Aragorn by himself because that guy could summon the army of the dead. So not only did I have 800,000 units, I had an additional like 500 units from the army of the dead that was an ability. And I was like, oh. And I would just send wave after wave after wave. Dylan, you saw, or Lycan, you saw this. Wave after wave after wave after wave, just annihilating my enemies.
Yeah, I I actually remember. I'm trying to remember the name of the map, but because I going off your your strategy, I remember I tried fighting you one on one in one map where I had the higher advantage. Did not matter against the Shogun, where he would basically just find a way to send literally wave after wave after wave of air support, taking out all my turrets. And as I'm trying to build more, here comes his main unit. It's like, oh well, I'm screwed.
And when he while he was telling that story, it kind of reminded me in the back of my mind. It kind of reminded me of when you hear in those movies of the guy bringing everybody together. We shall fight, or we shall die together. When
What was that?
animation,
Like Braveheart?
something like that. Although any of those types of movies that were all like, yeah, that one guy brings everyone together and they just go storm the castle. That's what that story reminded me of.
Right.
Just reminded me of Anime Shogun just going to that game. All right, everyone, if you want to live, let's go do this. And everyone's all like, yeah, I want to live. Let's go.
Oh, I think the story kind of got us a little off topic here again. What was our original question here?
First games we've played, games that kind of got us into gaming and kept us into gaming and everything like that.
Well, we should start with the basics here. What was it? What was everybody? I don't remember if we said this or not, but what was our very first console? Because I don't even know if. Oh, okay, yeah, we just covered that. Never mind.
I was
I'm
about to say.
drinking a little bit. Leave me alone.
I was about to say we just covered it.
We got way off track, and then next thing our brain's just like, wait, what?
Yeah, basically.
What kept us into gaming?
For me, honestly, I would say just the feeling of doing something even after like a hard grind,
Mm-hmm.
and just feeling that accomplishment of getting something like either rare, something like awesome looking,
Mhm.
or like for me now it's online games, but actually playing with friends is what kept me into gaming.
Yeah.
That sense of accomplishment, that sense of high achievement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially for me, it would have to be that, along with you go against a hard boss that you're either unprepared accidentally, or you really or something like that, and you really want to beat him, and he just keeps whooping your butt in them 7, 8, 9 times, and you're sitting there going, "All right, you son of a, I'm gonna." Then you finally get him, and you're sitting there going, "Yes, finally." It's like,
For me, I would have to say, sorry, but for me, I'd have to say, the escape from reality.
that is a major part of it for a lot of people, even me.
That's the biggest thing that got me into it. It's just the fact that you're in a whole different world. You don't have any care about what's going on. Let's be real here. When you get into a game, whether like you said you're fighting a boss and you're just raging wanting to beat him, or like Lycan said, and that sense of accomplishment, how much have you guys actually paid attention to what's going on around in
Yeah,
the world when
Yeah.
you're in the middle of the game?
I'd have to agree with you on that one. It's escape from reality. That's a major part of it, and that's why a lot of people get into gaming is because a lot of the times their life sucks. They really can't go anywhere, but when they get into there, they get this sense of belonging into that world, even if it's single player.
Well, the one thing I actually also going off what uh the anime Shogun was actually saying is the best part, especially with the escaping reality from reality, is when you can immerse yourself into your character.
Yeah.
You're
Like
talking kind of like the MMO style or the RPG kind of styles.
yes, where you can basically create your own character, but then also like kind of create a backstory for them in your mind that
Hmm.
makes you feel more connected to your character.
Yeah. That helps out a lot too. Creating all those backs. You have no idea how many times I created a backstory in a game like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, or even Skyrim, where I'm all like, my guy is trying to start a new life. He gets arrested, and now he's the Dragonborn, and it's
Yeah.
just
My level 66 dragon is gonna completely wipe the floor with you. Sorry, I couldn't pass that up.
I have class
You
for
left that wide.
armor.
You left that like wide open. Just that like that nerdy kind of person that. And I'm not dissing on anybody who may
We're
have
all
been like
nerds.
that,
We're all
but
nerds.
just that nerdy like my level 66 dragon from Dungeons and Dragons is totally gonna wipe the floor with you.
I have class for armor.
Or like
South Park.
like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I've got Exodia. I'm gonna whoop your butt.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I
I
remember. I remember you playing a lot of Duel of the Roses, Lycan.
Duelist of the Roses on
Yes,
PS2.
I remember I remember you playing that a lot.
Well, to be honest, it got so easy once you drew mirror wall. Basically, every time it would like someone you would get attacked,
Yeah.
the enemy's monsters would go in half, and it was like, okay, there's no challenge.
It didn't help that you had a Game Shark.
Yeah, but I didn't. Oh my god, that brings back memories. Uh,
Sir, that's besides the point right now.
but even like with the Game Shark, it's like if you knew like uh your cousin Global,
Hmm.
basically when he taught me that basically every card has a unique factor in how you play it,
Hmm.
it just became too easy once you knew your deck in and out and how
Yeah.
to play it.
It didn't help that my brother also whooped your butt twice. Once with your custom Game Shark deck, and once with a newbie deck.
Yep.
And it wasn't about how great of cards you did. It was about how you played them, and that's with,
Yep.
and that even comes down to strategy games too. Like with the Anime Shogun who's doing. It's not about how badass your characters are. It's about, all right, my strategies. You can have almost everything OP'd. If I know what I'm doing, no matter what, I'm going to stomp you.
Yeah.
And it's
Uh,
just, sorry, go on.
right. No, I stretch. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, that's cool. And it's just that's another major part of gaming that I love. It's you find ways around stuff that you can also put into your everyday life. It's also a great stress reliever when you just want to get on a game like Grand Theft Auto and run people over. Ah, old school Grand Theft Auto.
Before we get into that, though,
Grand Theft Auto. That was such a fun
yeah,
game.
when it comes to strategy, the thing is like a lot of some people may sit there and say, hey, you know what, it's trial and error. You got to find what's working for you, what's not going to work. Yes and no. If it's one thing I have found is depending on the game, depending on how your play style is, they're the way I look at it is games have always have a way for you to complete the objective. Complete, you gotta complete this or complete this or complete this, and it's depends on how you approach it. For me, I find strength in numbers, mass producing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I play a strategic game, the first thing I do, I sit in my hole, which I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, that's a punk move. Yeah, but think about it strategically though. If you overwhelm your enemies with a mass amount, a mass army, what else does that do? That also deters them thinking they don't have a chance.
Yep.
But you got to look at flanking too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I play my Battle for Middle Earth 2 game, and I get a bunch of people sending like multiple armies at me. first thing I do is, sometimes depending on this, especially with just games, I have sacrificial pawns. I have units that I don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll send them to be like a small distraction while I send in like my main army. And Lycan has seen me do this with the Command and Conquer games. I'll send like a small unit to kind of be the front force. Then I
Mm-hmm.
send the main army on the left and right flanks, and they'll circle around, cut off any support they get it so they can't retreat, and then it's just complete and utter annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, if I may, I want to ask both of you, and I'll answer this as well. It's not in topics, but what is the best moment of a multiplayer game that you guys have played with friends? What's the funniest and best moment you've ever had?
I had a feeling, yeah, I knew where you were gonna go with this.
That's
You
a good
dirty
one.
bitch.
That's a
You
good one.
dirty bitch.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Let the Anime Shogun go first. I have to think about that.
Oh, for me, I think the best moment, and for me, the best moment kind of ties in with the funny moment. The funny moment is when I'm playing War in the North with that fucking punk Lycan over there, and like one or two of my other buddies. He just starts running into an army of fucking orcs, gets killed like 5 times. I've got to go run and save him. And I'm like, "Have you learned your lesson?" He's like, "Yeah." Runs right back into the army, and I'm sitting here like, "Fucking dumbass." So that was probably the funniest moment. And then the other, and then the best moment, which is kind of ties in with the next funny moment, is when him and a friend of mine were fighting Sauron at like the last level on legendary mode
Mm-hmm.
in that game. Him and my friend die. I'm the last dude left, thinking I'm screwed. Well, turns out like it was like 3 hits later, we killed Sauron. We beat the game, and I was like, this right now is the best moment of my entire life in this entire game because that fucking idiot fucking dies because he runs into everything. The other guy went AFK or some shit, and he died. I'm the last dude standing. We kill this guy on the hardest difficulty, which sadly was not even that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Lycan sitting here, yay! We go back to another area. He gets killed right away. I'm sitting here like, we just fought the main boss and you're dying this quickly. I want to see your armor. Let me see your stats. Figure out what the hell's going on here. Turns out he didn't even have the best shit equipped in because of it.
Nope.
And I'm shaking my head like, fucking idiot. It's impressive. I am impressed that he managed to get to the very end of the game with almost like mid-tier armor and weapons, and I'm just sitting here like, how? No wonder why this idiot runs full force, straight ahead into everything and gets killed right away. That part makes sense, but how did he manage to survive, or manage to make it all the way to the very last boss on the
Well,
highest difficulty?
well, let me chime in on that because it did help that when they got all grouped together and you were able to unleash your area of effect,
Yep,
they
my
did die
AoE.
quick. So it did help that I was kind of being an idiot at the same time.
You were like a sacrificial lamb in that game. Let's be honest. You were my
Yeah.
sacrificial pawn. I didn't even have to tell you to do anything, and you were a sacrificial pawn.
Yep.
I tip my hat to you, sir.
Um. Before Global goes, I think my funniest, my best moments is Tom Clancy's Wildlands.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Um, basically we had just starting out and we had two other guys with us and next to know the Anime Shogun, he's like, what are you going for? I'm like, I'm going sniper. And next all I see is Anime Shogun basically trying to just be stealthy into this enemy camp.
Yep.
And I think at least 3 guys saw him, but before they were able to even move, they get sniped 3 different times. And then he's like, okay, maybe it's not doing too bad. And next he gets seen again, but only because our two friends basically decided to just drive a jeep into the camp, alerting everyone. I sniped 5, and next the rest are dead. I'm like, what the hell happened? Oh, well, you protected me, So I killed them while they were distracted. Like,
Yeah, me and Lycan were basically all just trying to be stealthy and actually try to get the actual like element of the game. You know, thinking like people out in actual like special ops. You know, they're not going in guns blazing like the movie show.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to be stealthy and quiet. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's how we're gonna go. And nope, two of our friends are like fucking redneck truckers driving straight forward in there. Like, well, let's go in guns a blazing.
I
We
think
don't
I
believe in stealth. And
think I
but
know who. I think I know who.
but okay, so that was my best moment because I actually proved I am a decent sniper if given the time.
Mm-hmm.
but I would never trust him with a helicopter on GTA 5, folks. I will never trust him with that shit again.
That is actually what my funniest is. Okay, so I don't remember what heist it was, but um,
Prison. I
it,
think it was the prison heist. It was
no,
when we were
no, it
getting the
was
person out of the
no, it wasn't that one. It was the cyber data when you had
where
to
we
go
had
in.
to swim through that tunnel.
Yes,
Oh yeah, that's like the third or fourth one. Yeah, I know what you mean.
but basically what happened is like it was going well. We died a couple times,
So
and
he
then
says.
okay, it was going well on the last attempt of the night. Okay, and basically I'm with the guy shooting the minigun in the helicopter. And next you know, I'm like, okay, I gotta jump out, get to the beach. Next you know, out of nowhere is like, okay, where's the helicopter? I'm coming in, guys, I got this. Blows up the freaking helicopter right in the water, right next to the beach. It's like, you son of a bitch, I'm done. Oh, shit.
We were like right at the end. We could have like literally one step away from completing the heist. Nope. Just crashes the thing into the ground, and I'm just like I'm pulling my hair out. Like, you know what? No, I've got a question after this. So let's just okay. Global's turn. Fuck it. Everybody, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. It's Global's goddamn turn. Damn it.
I think I have a few funny moments. One of them would have to be with my brother and I, my older brother, when we would play Halo. I would always do what Dylan Lycan did, which is go in guns blazing. I was always the go in, hit hard, hit fast, and when I died, I would tell my brother, "Hey, there's a couple guys over there, a couple guys over there," and he would always be the sniper. Hands always one of the really a great sniper I had to play with on Halo. Amazing sniper. And one of them was I think it was Halo 2. He was fighting a jackal on the other side of the map, so far away, and oh, sorry, it was a grunt, and he ended up, and he was like like so far away that he wasn't seeing, it wasn't registering on the scope, like the hairs, it wasn't registering the hairs, and he took him like 15, 20 minutes to pick him off while I died like 17 times, killing everything else. He was fighting him that one time, and I think it was a little bit later on, or Halo 3, I got a call from someone, talked with them, and he got bored, and he just shot his tank up in the air for 30 minutes trying to kill one of those birds way in the background. Turns out you can kill one of those birds if you aim really well, as we just saw. And it was just fucking amazing. I think my best one would probably... Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably have to be... Whenever TheAnimeShogun and I defeated something in Monster Hunter World.
No, we never played that game.
No,
I kept trying to get you to play that game, but you never played it.
No, I played for a little bit. You had a couple. You had a couple lines, and that I thought was fun. Yeah, whenever you and I would play those by ourselves, and we would all go out and kill some of those monsters, and it was just amazing. And it would take us a while, and after we got done, we're like, yes, finally.
You know, speaking on that, I want to cover that real quick. When it comes to the stuff I said, especially on that stuff, I think everybody got a laugh because as soon as I jumped on, if anybody played that game, as soon as I jumped on top of like the monsters that I was riding, my little caption would be "Notice me, senpai."
Yep, that was your first one. Yep, I loved that one.
Or if I get grabbed, my fucking like safe word, my safe word is saying pride.
I remember. I don't remember. I think it's when you got blinded. Because, all you would see the caption say, "Mark my pride."
Didn't
Yeah, a lot of that stuff changed since I moved over to PC.
Lycan, didn't you have one that said "blinded by the light" when you were blinded?
I think my best one that I did with my caption is when I was able to get on top, like ride the monster. It's like, yee haw.
It was either that or we. It was either that or we.
I think my best one was like where I was pretending to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
Yep.
God. But
All right, so
What's your
I
question?
got a question for you guys then.
Okay.
Since we're doing it kind of like this, give me your top 2 moments. So, like, besides the part where we were talking about our funniest moment, give me your second best, like, funniest moment ever from a different video game that you played with your friends, and the one time you raged out the most.
Ooh.
Oh. Shogun already knows mine. Shogun already knows mine. Shogun
I'll
already
let you
knows
go
mine.
first. I'll let you go first.
Well, first time the one I raged out the most is he actually has this on his YouTube channel. Go check it out. It was when
Little side note to interrupt that YouTube will actually be going down shortly, and it will be redone.
okay. It was a Grand Theft Auto 1, and a buddy of ours played on it. He stole my car because I totally forgot to put it where I'm the only one who could drive, and he ran me over like 3 times. Oh, I
You
got
can't see it, but you can hear about it.
yeah, it was so irritating.
All right, so there's your most raged out moment, but funniest moment. It could be from the same time or from a different game. Give
Probably
me like your second best funny moment.
second best
Like
funniest moment
like
is when,
how you would find me when we were playing Ark or something.
oh, it involves Ark. It was when our buddy yelled at the other guy. I'm not going to mention names.
Oh.
Yeah,
I remember that too because you.
We'll just call them J guy and R guy. We'll just call them that.
It was funny because you were the first. I was the first one to get admin because J guy was always messing with everybody, and everyone else was off. And he's like, "You just want admin pride, admin, so you can finish your stuff." And I'm all like, "Yeah, sure." I was figuring out how to do everything. Next thing you know, J guy's messing with R guy, and all of a sudden our guys are like, "Screw it! I'm just gonna delete this game, and I'm not gonna play it anymore." And he just lost his mind. I'm sitting there going, "What the hell's going on? What? Huh?"
I want to. Got it. I do. I was gonna chime in, but I totally lost my train of thought after laughing about that. I remember you guys telling me all about that. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was the one time Lycan wasn't in there.
Yeah, he was gone that day.
Yeah.
Ah. Wish I was there. That would have been funny as hell.
Oh man, good day, good times.
It was amazing. I wish I was there for when Jay guy yelled at Lycan. I wish I was there.
Oh, you're talking about
you're
Killing
talking
Floor
about yep, Killing Floor 2.
Yep, I remember.
Killing Floor 2. Lots of good memories.
To be honest, that was actually gonna be my second funniest freaking moment.
Go for it.
Is okay. We're playing Killing Floor 2 Endless, and this is on the TheAnimeShogun's YouTube channel.
No, I don't know if that one is.
No, it's on
Hey guys, it was on K Guys YouTube
Guys,
channel.
Hey guys, and next you know, all I hear from Global is, "I want an abortion." It's like, what?
Wait a minute. I don't.
Yeah,
That might actually be on the YouTube.
That one.
I think because I think I did that video.
Yep, I think you did that one.
Global sat there. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I was an abortion. I'm like, what? You can't be an abortion because you're already born.
Hell, I can't.
Like, God, it's like, I think I lost my bladder that day because I was laughing so hard because I'm just tearing up. I couldn't even focus. Like, so, oh well, I'm dead, and I'm still laughing my ass off
Yep.
just because I hear. I think you were 20, uh, like late 20s around
Hmm.
there when you said it, and it was like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm just laughing my ass off to the point I piss my pants.
The
I will.
stupidity that can come out of my mouth sometimes.
God, yes. And
I'm
let's
proud of those.
see. My most rage moments where I've actually like to the point where I've broken something has to be Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
No,
Anime Shogun knows what I'm talking about.
no surprise there. Every time I mention
Hey,
that game, you guys are all like, "I will kill
Ian,
you."
don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
Every time I
But
mention that game, you guys are always like, "I will end your life now."
So stop
but
talking about it, or I'm gonna fucking end you right here, right now.
well, basically, I remember like me and Anime Shogun were sitting on this couch, and next you know, again, I don't know what I end up getting KO'd by the stupidest move, and so I just bashed the controller on my knee, and it next to know, it's like, well, fuck, I need a new controller, and he's like, I think you need to quit the game. I think you need to go to hell. We nearly got into a fist match. Well, he nearly beat the crap out of me because we were so pissed because of that game.
Yep, so many good memories.
I
For
anime.
me, most rage moment would have to be GTA 5. I was playing with a buddy of mine, and he just, anytime I spawned in, it was kill on spot. Kill on spot. I get like 1 second of load time, then dead again.
Was this a guy?
Yeah, it was a guy.
Okay.
He thought it'd be funny to make me like rage out, and I got so mad that an old buddy of mine from before you guys was sitting next to me, and he's like, or it might have been around the time we met, but a different friend of mine was sitting next to me, and he was like, "Yeah, this guy keeps killing you. He's laughing and laughing and laughing at me." I got so mad, I threw the controller, watched it bounce off the floor, off the wall, off the ceiling, and like zip line past somebody's face. And he just kept laughing. I got so mad, I turned around and I just punched him as hard as possible in the face. Dude's like, "What was that for?" And I'm like, "Shut your fucking mouth."
Yeah,
That
I
would
mean,
probably be the part where I raged out the most. When it comes to my funniest moment, though, is when all three of us were on playing Ark. Hey, where'd Andrew go? Oh, yeah, just follow, where'd Shogun go? Oh, yeah, just follow the trail of carnage and you'll find him.
Yep.
okay, I gotta say this quick. Another funny moment with Orc is, hey Shogun, what's that giant dinosaur over there? It's a Titan sword. Don't touch it. I touched it. You fucking idiot! And it's just coming towards us. He's like, I'm out. I'm like, help me! And he goes back. I'm like, I want to poke it again. You do it, you die.
Yeah, that was one of your stupid moments.
I think one of my favorite moments with me and Ark would have to be "You dishonor your family." Whenever I, whenever I come across a dodo bird or something weak and anything like that.
Oh, okay. No, let me take back my most rage moment. My most rage moment is fucking when J Guy gets a fucking dodo bird, names it Wicked Weapon, turns around, boosts up the fucking speed, and it's going around killing everybody's dinos because it's on like a roid rage. I had to put it in a metal box. And before we left the map, I had to destroy everybody's shit because it got out of the box. And I literally destroyed our whole camp. All the time we built building, getting all our dinos. Luckily, we moved our dinos, but all of our shit. And I had a nice house built with a little like fishing area, like a little fishing dock. Half my house was gone. Global's or Lycan's body had like 3 bodies piled somewhere from all the deaths. And my buddy R guy, his house was half destroyed, and J guy just built a big metal tin box, and I'm like, I'm gonna isolate this fucking thing. Couldn't do it because the damn thing was like, that thing was so fast it would make the Flash look like ashamed.
Remember when Lycan boosted his speed up to the point where he was just running around, and we're just building our
No,
houses.
he wasn't running around. He was flying around. Do you not remember him flying off of a cliff, and all you hear is,
I remember that. I remember that. Just no. What the hell was that? I'm building my house. No. Hey guys, how's it going? What the hell? Remember Jay Guy's House of Ramen?
no, we are not bringing that up. No.
What about his what was that? His runway that crashed you guys'
Fuck
server?
off. His fucking Project Runway. Fuck off.
Okay, I got another question before I die from laughter. What is your guys' stupidest moment? Like, it could be like you're being so blind, like something right in front of you, being so blind to that, or you forget the main mechanic of something after doing it so much.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. I'll go. It's when I'm playing Mortal Kombat and I forget how to fucking dodge.
I never dodge in those games. I'm gonna be honest. I never dodge in those games. I think for me it would have to be after playing a game like Diablo 2 or Skyrim and going away for a long period of time and coming back and how the hell do I hit again? Oh yes, this button. I'm an idiot.
I think for me is actually, and Shogun has witnessed this, but it's GTA 5. After we stopped playing for like a year, we go online, and then I'm like, how the fuck do I open my weapons again? How do I shoot again? And it's like, okay, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. I'm like, okay, how do I drive again? It's just like all the controls with nothing, and he's just like, you really are stupid. I'm like, it differs. Alright,
Uh,
All right, so next topic here.
Yep.
Pretty much gaming on society. I think a lot of it has to do with not how bad gaming is, because gaming has all sorts of beneficial effects to it. Hand-eye coordination, memory, all sorts of, and even if you do online gaming, you can meet people online and chat with them. Doesn't mean you have to freaking trust them, but you can chat with them, gain social cues that way, and everything like that through voice and everything like that. But I think a lot of it has to do with addiction, and addiction itself can be dangerous.
Well, if we're going on that topic, why don't we explain like our views on what's beneficial and what's non-beneficial about it?
Yeah.
Like what we think is the pros and what we think is the cons. Why not go from there?
Yeah, makes sense. Pros, I think, some pros I think are the hand-eye coordination, memory, some of the social cues you can actually learn, some of the great funny moments you can get from people, everything like that. But some of the cons are a lot of the toxic fans in games can also have a negative effects to it, I believe.
Well, for me, what I think is like pros. The pros is like kind of like yours, the hand-eye coordination.
Mm-hmm.
It does actually help your memory. It helps you remember more things than you actually would if you didn't game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta always remember how to do this, how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing is like the social about it. Basically, like you said, meeting people and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, yes, but at the same time, you can make a lot more friends that. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but are there for you a lot more than your friends that would be like right next to you and stuff like that. You could tell this stuff like some of your secrets to your friend that's right next to you, and it sometimes it would be blabs, sometimes it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But if you tell them over uh to a stranger over the internet, they actually kind of understand what the heck you're going through and know how best to support you and be there for you. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed like a lot of friends over the internet have actually become good friends of mine because they they help a lot when like I'm bored or need someone to talk to, or in the past like I've had a really crappy day and it's like I don't want to do anything, and they're like, "Oh well, just come on, get get up, let's go do this. We'll do what you want to do, what you have to do, all this."
Yeah.
So, but for me, for the cons, I would say is it can take over your life if you don't kind of moderate it too much.
Yeah. You see that a
Um,
lot with overseas too. Because I've read articles where it's like this dude who gamed for 36 hours got up and passed away, and
but yeah, like addiction, it can be just as bad as like doing drugs.
yeah.
But at the same time, if you can't moderate it, then I think gaming's not, in my opinion, is not right for you, or it can be very harmful to you.
Mm-hmm.
Second is the toxicity of nowadays of gaming. If they basically, if you are in a toxic community in a game, your mentality, like your reality, is gonna come right back. It's not you're gonna not gonna be escaping it. You're just gonna be right facing it right in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no help in there.
Yeah. Because I remember
But
when AnimeShogun and I would play some Overwatch. Every now and then we'd hear people on the group chat thing for Overwatch, and they'd be all like, "On me, on me, on me," and they're trying to act like they're trying to act like the leader, and they're not, or they're all like, "You guys suck. You're the reason why we died."
okay, let me say this about those kind of people. Usually, when those kind of people are like that, they realize that it's mostly their fault, but they don't have to take that blame. So they'll put the blame on other people when half the team sees what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
So, all right, what about you, Shogun?
Sorry, I was falling asleep there. No,
Oh,
I'm just
I'm
kidding with you guys.
sorry.
I'm just kidding with you guys.
I know
I
I'm
don't
boring.
know.
Well, fuck you too.
So, so pros, I'd say you pick up things. You know, like you guys say, yeah, you get great hand-eye coordination, moderation, blah 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 blah. Fucking no, I'm just kidding with you guys. No, but yeah, you also pick up a new things that you can almost learn something new from video games that you could take and approach life with it.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for strategic games, me playing strategic games a lot, I would never learn how to approach life with such a strategy on what to do, how to approach things. Like, say you got a bad day at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And say you just got done playing a strategic game. You've got strategies on how to move forward, how do you approach this situation? How do you approach that situation? So you pick up things. It's a good bit. Another pro is it helps your mental health
Yeah.
to be able to get away and put your stress and your anger and your some sort of emotional outlet towards a game, because it's far better to do that than to go and like GTA. Let's say you play GTA and you're just mass murdering every NPC. you know.
Don't know
Um,
what you're talking about. I'm a good little boy.
No, you are not.
I like how it got
or you want to
quiet.
be a daredevil and you want to fall out of a plane. you
Whee!
know, you approach it, it's better. So yeah, hand-eye coordination, the moderation, but yeah, I don't know. For me, I think the biggest con for it is the fact that it's addicting. It makes you not like, if you play it enough, you don't want to get up and go to work. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to go interact with friends and family. All you
Yeah.
want to do is sleep all day. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest con that I would probably have to say is the addiction to it, where you don't want to go out and interact with anybody or do anything besides that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. To me, I feel like that would probably be the biggest con is just the addiction to it. Because
Yeah.
that, I think, is because look at Fortnite. Look at when Fortnite first came out, when they started doing the battle royale crap.
Mm-hmm.
Little kids were pissing in bottles because they didn't want to get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something right there. That's not good. That's not. But since we're talking about pros and cons of this too, I feel that we should also address these people out there that are saying, "Oh, well, if you play GTA, you're a psychopath and you're gonna go out and murder everybody."
I was just gonna say something about that, about the news articles and news people always talking about this person mass shooting and he was a gamer and and
I
a
would
lot.
say probably easier to do media than news because
Yeah,
it's
that's what
not just the
I
news.
was trying. I was thinking media. My mouth said news. I was thinking media, but yeah, the media and then the parents are in on it and everything like that. We're all like, this kid, this 14-year-old kid, all he did was play Grand Theft Auto, and then he did this, and they don't even look at his other aspects of life. Whereas you see some news media's, everything like that. Like, yeah, he was bullied, right? His parents didn't care about him, right? His parents abused him, right? And all you guys are doing looking at is the video games. That's not the only
That,
reason.
well, to be honest, the reason they look at that is because gaming is actually such a big aspect of today's society that they look at that before anything else in their life.
Yeah.
Right, but now to argue that, you can't blame video games. A video game, that's like most of these people out there. Oh, a gun killed somebody. Somebody had to pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you really want to get technical, oh well, this guy went and this guy shot up a school because he was playing GTA. Okay, who bought the game? Who bought that game for their underage kid?
Yeah.
The parents.
Yeah.
And
You got to look at everything outside of the video. You got to look at how the kid's lifestyle was. If he was bullied, if he grew up without a father, without a mother, came up from a broken home, his home life is pretty bad. There are so many factors you got to factor in that you can't just turn on and be like, nope, that guy played GTA 5. He's the one who killed everybody. Arrest him, officer. Arrest him.
Yep.
but
Or his
oh, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt you, but or if the parents let the video games raise the child,
That
and that is a major part of it too, where the parents are like, "Hey, mom," or this like little 9-year-old kid, "Hey, mom, can I play GTA 5? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Here, I bought it for you." Or, "Hey, mom, can I play Black Call of Duty? Here, yeah, sure. Here you go." And they just let the kid be raised by video games.
that's actually what I was gonna like. Nowadays, a lot of these uh parents, and I don't mean this in any bad way. I don't want anyone to take this out of context, but a lot of days nowadays, a lot of these parents don't really raise the kids. They'll basically, they'll put on YouTube for the kid. They'll give them a game and then just let them play it forever. And even when they get home from school and have to do homework and all this stuff, learn and go to school or anything, they'll
Yeah.
let the kid just play games, and then they'll be on their phone, all this stuff. Especially like, I think that's one thing that's kind of, I know I'm going off the topic, but that's one thing that's kind of gotten our society nowadays is a lot of parents are so distracted by their phones that they forget that they have kids and they neglect them.
Yeah. I mean that happened with the TV back when TV first started. They let the TV raise the kid.
Yeah, but at the same time, to argue that with the TV, parents had to stay up to make sure the kid went to bed and not to see any adult entertainment like shows or anything like that. So you can't really say it was just that whole TV. Parents back then actually cared more about how the kid was being raised, even with the TV.
Not all the time.
That's true, not all the time, but at the same time, it also depends on the parent. Nowadays, I don't think a lot of these people deserve to be parents, in my opinion.
See, that's unfair judgment, but we'll save that for a different day because that's not a
Yes,
topic that we're covering on
yes,
here. That's something
yeah.
we can talk about on our off time because we're everyday nerds. But to wrap up that subject, so now, what is your guys's like? What is your all time? Give me your top one or top two, because we don't have all day.
Like
But give me your guys' top two video games of all time that you've always enjoyed playing.
Mass Effect and Halo.
You
Pokemon,
want
if I
to go a little more in depth there for the viewers, or the listeners?
Mass Effect, because I love when I first played that game, it was so immersive and your actions had consequences. And like your actions in the first one, someone died in the first one, they didn't come back in the second one. And if someone lived in the first one, in the first one, they came back in the second one, and the third one, and it was just so amazing, and it was so cool, and you got to have a love interest. As for Halo, it's more of a reminiscence of a more classical era for me, for like the Doom games and everything like that, where you were you were Spartan 117. You didn't take your helmet off. You didn't like you got a first name, but you got somewhat of a backstory, but you didn't get much else from that. You were Spartan 117. You were that soul. You were that super soldier, and you went around destroying enemies left and right. And those are my top two. Lycan?
for me, it'd have to be Pokemon. Reason for Pokemon is because it's just
Hold
like
on. I hate to interrupt you, but let's narrow that down a little bit because when you say Pokemon, you could say
I
blue,
meant
yellow, red.
I'm
I,
talking
I would
about.
say for the listeners, sorry, but I would say for the listeners, we should narrow that down to a certain Pokemon game.
Well, that's kind of hard then because I enjoy all the kind of Pokemon. That's so. Um, if that's to be honest, if that's gonna, if that's, I understand what you're saying. So then I'm gonna actually kind of switch it up to basically be Minecraft.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that
Reason,
at all.
the reason is for me for Minecraft is it's such a sandbox game. You can build pretty much your entire dreams of creativity while also being relaxed and not having to like stress about getting stuff done for events or anything like that. Just like such a sandbox game where you can let your creativity run wild. And then it would have to be Monster Hunter World. Reason for that is just it's back to what we first said about the satisfaction of killing or like achieving something that just makes you rage. Like those big dinosaurs and like dragons and stuff like that in Monster Hunter World. After killing it, after it kills you so many times, it just it's the overwhelming achievement feeling that gets me wanting to keep coming back to it. So, alright, what about you, Anime Shogun?
Hmm. My favorite two games. My first one would have to be Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Such an amazing game.
That is.
Well, but you basically get to live in like the Dragon Ball like universe.
Yep.
You get to like fight along them, help along of them. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's like my favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that game, I don't know. It's really hard for me to say because I love a lot of the anime style games, but if it's not Xenoverse, I would probably have to say my favorite right as of right now would be console wise, because I should have thought about this before, would be the Amazing Spider-Man.
That's a fun game too.
But when it comes to like, because for me it's hard to really narrow it down. That's why it's hard for me to even say my top two. Because console wise I've got a certain game. PC wise I got a certain game. So I don't know. For me it's kind of a deal breaker. It's Xenoverse 2 for sure is my favorite because I grew up playing like the Budokai Tenkaichi. Um,
I remember watching Lycan play those games a lot too.
I played those games a lot. I remember one time Lycan was playing with me, and he's like, "I'm just gonna run in a circle around the map," and you just hear me go full Scorpion on his ass.
Get over here!
You get over here! But yeah. So for me, like the Dragon Ball games are my top favorite. Like the Tenkaichi, the Ultimate Tenkaichi, Budokai, whatever. Then I don't know. My second one would be Spider-Man, but I'd actually probably have to say it would be between Ark or Atlas because, like Lycan said, with the creativity of Minecraft, that's what it would be for Ark or Atlas for me. Because and I can't pick one of those two games because Atlas is basically like Ark, but it's pirates.
Yep.
Ark is basically the same thing, but like
Better graphics.
dinosaurs. Well, Atlas is actually a little bit better.
I'll say more Ark, better graphics than Minecraft.
I mean, if you want to look at it this way, it's like one is more like a different kind of time. The other one's more like going through the ages.
Right, yeah, that's why it's hard for me to say because I like dinosaurs. I like building and taming the dinosaurs in Ark. I like that, but at the same time, I like Atlas because I love pirates. I love ship battles. I love the naval battles. I love, hey, let's have 50 cannons on each side in Atlas, and there's an enemy. All right, well, just light his ass up.
Yep.
Off topic here, but when you said ship battles, I literally thought you said shit battles. I was like, wait, what?
That's a different kind of battle you don't want to get in with.
Yeah, jeez, Lycan. We're trying to be PG-13 on this podcast, sir.
Oh yeah, like you guys haven't swore.
It's okay to swear as long as it's not like 50 sentences.
Well, I'm sorry, I have a bad vocabulary. I'm trying my hardest to keep it down.
Hey, his vocabulary is be good.
What?
Okay. So we got that out of the way. Now, what game is coming out that you are most excited for?
Callisto Project! Wait, hold on.
Yes, of
Either
course.
Callisto Project or Mass Effect 4.
You Mass Effect nerd, shut up.
Hey, I got to talking with Jay Guy about Mass Effect. He goes, I can't believe I waited this long to play the game. I'm like, I'm so proud.
Yeah, the first three were good. Andromeda was trash.
Well, I think the major problem with that is because of they took the Mass Effect team off and put them on Anthem, which bombed. I think that was the major problem with it.
I'm still undecided with Mass Effect 4, you fucking Mass Effect nerd. Now, move on.
Well, the reason why I say Mass Effect 4 is there's no information about it yet. Jay Guy and I are still very cautious about it because there's like no information about it besides that little teaser trailer you saw. The Callisto Project.
I don't even remember the trailer for that one. The Callisto Project, sure.
The Callisto Project looks amazing. It's created by the same devs who created the Dead Space series.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And they're also remastering the Dead Space franchise. Different game developers, sure, but I think of some of them that are still on there are like heads of the project. I think. Don't quote me on it. I don't know, but it looks really amazing. I saw like a little bit of a gameplay of it. They brought back the pistol of it. Looks amazing. Health bar looks different. Really cool to see what it's like. Really
I'll
wanna
wait
play
until
it.
they do like a little showcase of it and actually show a little bit of gameplay before I make any decisions. But
They did.
We haven't
They
heard
did.
from Lycan over a while there. What's going on there, buddy?
To be honest, there's actually 3 different games I'm excited coming out. I already got one of them pre-ordered, which is Pokemon Scarlet.
I'm cautious
Oh yeah,
about
I
that
heard
game.
about that.
I'm not a fan of that one. Not a fan. After what you told me.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can't. I have to keep an open mind going with the new ones because after Pokemon Legends Arceus, they're trying to take a different turn into the Pokemon games, which I honestly am actually excited about. Because in this one, though, apparently you can do the story with up to 4 people on Switch. So it's not just a single player and you like people invite others for raids. No, you actually get to do the story together and there's choices.
Yeah. I still
So
want.
that's
Sorry.
good.
Sorry, go on. I interrupted you. Sorry.
So that's one thing I'm excited for. God of War Ragnarok.
Yes! Bring in Thor!
Well, the reason I'm excited for that is because I actually played through God of War, um, and just there's the cliffhanger pretty much they put us on
Mm-hmm.
kind of just amped me up for basically God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing how Atreus has grown is actually going to be make it more interesting in mine. The only thing I don't hope they do
Mm-hmm.
is lock the story behind DLC because a
I ha-
lot of games have been doing that lately.
I have a small theory about that because I heard a rumor that the guy who voiced fuck, what's his name?
Kratos?
Yes, thank you, Kratos. The guy who voiced him isn't coming back for a third one. I heard something about that. My theory is once I heard that is if they do a third one, then Atreus will be the main character. You will be playing as him.
To be
That's my
honest,
theory.
that'd be interesting. I would think. And then it's been pushed back again, but Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep, I heard some stuff about
Um,
that.
to be honest, the reason they pushed it back is they actually said, even the investors said they want this game to do really, really well, so they will not release it until it's basically like nearly perfect, no bugs, stuff like that. There's always gonna be bugs, but
Yeah,
not game breaking bugs.
yeah, like a lot of
But
games do.
Okay, I gotta
but
ask this. What's the new date then that they pushed it back to?
from what I hear is February. It's like either January or February 2023.
Do you know if it's going to be
I'm seeing
co-op?
February 10th, 2023. That's what I'm seeing on Steam.
Do you know? If,
Yeah.
do you know if it's going to be co-op? Because if it is, you and I are going to be, us three are going to be playing it and
Nope.
destroying the
It's
world.
single.
No,
Damn
it's
it!
a single player game. Even I heard that it's supposed to be a single player, only a single player.
Come on, if us three
But
played Hogwarts Legacy, we would own that school.
yeah, but here's the thing that kind of got me way more amped than I should be for it is not only can you choose to go like be a normal student and all this stuff, but the moment you actually cast your first dark magic spell, you actually start going down the road of a dark magic student.
Yeah. Oh, I think my brother was talking about that with earlier, and he was talking about that either yesterday or a couple days ago. I remember talking with him about that. And I thought that was cool.
And that's one thing that kind of threw me for a little bit. It's like, okay, so they're actually going to put two different stories into it. And which, like, are they going to keep the original fucking people in it? But I hear, though, the headmaster is not going to be Dumbledore.
So it's either going to be before or after Dumbledore.
It's going to be, from what I understand, it's 1988.
Okay.
Before Dumbledore.
Okay. So I thought no, I thought Dumbledore was the headmaster for like a while.
Uh, yes, but from what I understand, it's before Dumbledore.
Okay, yeah, because if it
So,
was 1988, yeah, it was before Dumbledore. It was way before It was because if I was Dumbledore became a headmaster like in the 1960s or 70s because I remember hearing something about Voldemort wanting to become the protection against the dark arts teacher and defense against the dark arts, not protection, defense against the dark arts teacher. And since Dumbledore said no, he cursed that class. He cursed that role. No one could take it for more than a year.
Well, I might have said the year wrong, but it's before um he becomes the headmaster, so it's going to be interesting to see if they keep the original teachers or no.
Yeah.
And that is my bit. What about you, Anime Shogun?
Oh, geez, about time it's my turn. No, I'm just fucking
Oh, okay.
trying to bring some light into this. Um, First game I would have to say I'm excited for. I haven't heard any more release. I know it's still in the works. Is Battle for Middle Earth Reforged? I'm super stoked for that game.
Yep.
I'm really hoping that it gets more. What do you mean? Yup. Have you heard about it?
No, I remember you talking
Oh,
about that.
yeah. I'm in a Discord server where I follow their information to figure out when it's going to be released. It's fan made, so it's going to be like Battle for Middle Earth Part Two or the
Yeah.
second one. So I'm super stoked for that. I'm super stoked for God of War Ragnarok does look good. I will give Lycan credit for that, so I don't
Yep.
have to say shit.
Yep.
As for that, I was gonna chime in and say I don't know if what you were saying, Global, is accurate, because the guy the voice actor who plays Kratos in the new one originally didn't want the role
Yeah. I heard
because he
something
thought
about
that
it.
he thought that's where his career was gonna go to die. After
Hmm.
he realized that it was gonna make so much more, I don't see him giving up on that just
Yeah.
yet.
I heard
But it could
somewhere.
be that this game could be towards the end because of the fact that if you really follow through the end of the first game, the last game that was just out
Hmm.
before Ragnarok here, I think the goal is for Kratos to eventually die.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say anything. We'll find that out more when we get to the new game.
Yeah.
But my first game is, Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle Earth. Yeah,
Hmm.
Battle for Middle Earth Reforged. My second one is for Final Fantasy 16.
Yep. I heard that one. They're going back. The original. I heard the original creator wanted to go back to when Final Fantasy was just fantasy, not like had mechanical stuff in there and cars and flying. He wanted to go
Hey,
back and.
hey, you shut your dirty whore mouth right now because 15 was a bomb game.
I'm not
Okay.
saying it wasn't. I'm just saying that's what he wanted it to go back to.
Do
I don't know.
you,
I'm looking forward to the for 16. That one looks good because I'll give 14 credit. 14 wasn't bad, but I
Hmm.
hated how they put it into a big MMO platform.
um I want to say something. The creator Yoshida, Nakio, I think I'm gonna Nadio. I don't know Yoshida. I just call him Yoshi P. Anyways,
How
Yoshi
dare
P.
you butcher his name or her name?
It's a him, but he actually has taken his focus off of 14 right now to basically like really focus on 16 because he wants it to basically like Global was saying fantasy, but at the same time he wants it to be like a brand new experience for completely different than all the other Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was reading from like the Game Informers. That's what I was kind of reading when I saw that 16 was mentioned, and I was like, "Ooh, if it's as good as 15 was, and it goes kind of before, I'm happy. You can call me happy."
Yeah.
Well, the fact
Now,
that oh,
go on.
well, the fact that Yoshi P is actually taking time away from his big game, even though like we're done pretty much with the latest expansion, pretty much, and he's moving over to 16. When he's done such, like for people who don't know, he scrapped 14 from how it was and rebuilt it into the amazing game it is.
Yeah. One
So
of comic guy I follow, he's been playing it since the first one, and I remember talking to you a lot about the first one.
yeah, and the fact that he made it into this way it is actually has my hopes up high to basically see how he does 16 because I've seen a trailer of it and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Now, my third game. and I'm super stoked for this. Super stoked. This is like number one for me. I know it said my third game, but it's actually like my first because it ranks supreme.
Mm-hmm.
And I know most people who think they know me is going to be like, "Oh, you're excited for Arc 2." No, no, I am not. I am excited for the Marvel Spider-Man 2 because not
Ooh.
only are we going to get
Mm-hmm.
co-op, so you get to play as Miles Morales and Peter Parker, we are bringing Venom into it. And it is Harry.
Yes.
It is Harry Osborn as Venom. And from what I
Oh.
saw, from what I've seen, this is like the big, bulky Venom, not that fucking wimpy shit
Oh
from
my.
the Spider-Man 3 movie. No, this is big, bulky, and this game is supposed to be dark. I mean, dark.
Ooh.
Okay.
And oh my god, like, hold on a minute, guys. I actually got to go wipe my nose a little bit because I am literally bleeding from my nose right now.
Okay. After hearing that, I'm excited because I know I lost like interest in the Spider-Man games after a while because
Sacrilege.
it's because like they kept changing so many different things about it that like I enjoyed. Um, and now that saying that, it's like I gotta play the other games.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get caught up again.
Yep. To get back to yours, Lycan, it's going to be taking place in the 1800s. I just
Okay.
looked it up.
Okay. Now what are your thoughts on what Shogun was saying about the Spider-Man game?
Oh, that looks amazing. That's going to be fun. Being able to play that because I almost beat that one. First Spider-Man. I still got to go back to and beat it because my attention span only lasts for so long before I want to go play something else.
Prizes are there.
Right?
We know this. We know this all too well.
Right? But yeah, that looks really fun. Also, back to the Ragnarok. That's something I heard. I didn't. It's never. I don't think it's ever been confirmed or denied or anything like that. The only thing I do know is the guy who plays Kratos plays Teal in Stargate One, Stargate
Yes.
SG-1.
Are
And
you
I
serious?
serious.
Yeah. Even
my
I knew
God.
that. I'm not a big Stargate fan, and I
Yeah.
knew that much.
Okay, that is some news to me because I love Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah,
one of the
doesn't
first.
he have like the third eye or whatever?
Yeah,
He
he has that
has
metal. He has that metal eye on top of his head, and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, even I knew that. Come on, Lycan, get with the program here.
yeah. But yeah, but yeah, that's going to be really fun. I'm a huge fan of the Norse mythology. I loved how they're in the first one. I loved how they did it with Norse mythology because
Okay.
Shuck,
I want to
Shuck.
interrupt you just for this once, because right there, since we're talking video games, this is perfect right here. And then we'll have to wrap this up after here.
Yeah,
But the biggest thing I'm gonna have to say is, speaking of that, how triggered are you at how mad people are at the fact that God of War's Ragnarok, that Thor, does not look anything like Marvel's Thor? Like,
uh,
how triggered are you that people are so mad because it's not Chris Hemsworth Thor, it's more historically accurate of Norse mythology Thor?
I'm
well,
irritated at people because of the fact is when they see Thor, when everyone sees Thor, or talks about Thor, the only thing they think about is Chris Hemsworth Thor. They don't think about the stories about how Thor actually is and everything like that. Because in actual Norse mythology, Thor, the dude's a dick. The dude's yes, he is protector of humanity, but he is not a nice person by any means necessary.
um,
None of them are. If you actually read the
Look at
stories,
look at Thor's hammer from
yeah,
the movie compared to the game.
I think it's a little bit better accurate representation. Because Thor's hammer, actual Thor's hammer, a lot stronger than Marvel's.
Oh
He
yeah.
um,
weighs because he actually has to have a belt and gloves in order for Thor to pick it up.
well, in my opinion, a lot of people will always confuse like movies with games and stuff. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what I mean is like they go off the like Global was saying, they go off the actors, how they're built and dressed and all this stuff, thinking that that's how it is gonna be for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And with people getting mad about this, when a lot of people, I've actually read this on a Game Informer. One of the devs actually wanted it to be more towards actual Norse mythology Thors,
Yeah. If you.
not not movie wise, not Hemsworth, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It wanted to be more like how the gods were in Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah, that analogy when it comes to that game, it's kind of like if you look at the Resident Evil games. The games were before the movies, and look at how the movies have tried to, we'll cover that on our movie episode, but
Yeah.
look at that alone, the Resident Evil games compared now to the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll cover that in the next episode here. This is the Anime Shogun. We're everyday nerds. Oh wait, no, that's Global's fucking line. My bad.
Yeah. This is we are everyday nerds. I am the anime shogun.
You failed so bad.
I am Global Outcast. That was Lycan. That was the anime shogun. Any questions you guys want to? Any questions you guys want to answer along with us? Leave in the comments. Leave a 5-star review in any podcast thing you see us on. We greatly appreciate it.
And we will have a web page up soon.
We will have a Facebook
working on that sometime this weekend. We should have a web page up on Facebook for you guys to reach us at.
Twitter.
So we can address that. I don't know if we're gonna have a Twitter just yet, but we are for sure in the works of making a Facebook right now.
Eventually, Twitter, and Facebook page, so you guys can give us your episode ideas.